Rhamondre, game captain. Start with that. What was it like Friday when you were named the game captain?
It was an honor, to be amongst these people in our room that you guys are sitting in right now. It was just an honor to be out there named team captain, and just glad for the win, really.
Did they show any of your old highlights? What did they show, and what was that like when you were watching it?
Yeah, they showed my Centennial High School highlights out of Las Vegas. It was exciting. I haven't really watched those highlights in a while now, so it was exciting to see what I used to do and who I used to go against, and some of my old teammates on the film too.
And my last one, just your thoughts on your performance today.
It was a good performance, I believe. Ran the ball pretty efficiently, got downhill, scored a few touchdowns. My mom was in the stand, so I'm proud of it. Yep.
Rhamondre. Over here, Rhamondre.
Okay, yep.
As someone who's been around here for a while, how excited are you for what's ahead for this team and what might be ahead for this team?
Yeah, I'm very excited. Like you said, been here for a few years. Never really got to host a playoff game here at Gillette, so excited for that. And just proud of this team. I'm proud of how we fight. Proud of how relentless we are. I'm proud of how my teammates have my back, my coaching staff has my back, and yeah, I'm excited for the postseason.
Rhamondre, just the touchdown catch. Can you just take us through that? Was that the same one from Baltimore that you guys almost hit?
It might have been. Went out there. Drake seen there was a linebacker on me. Made a little adjustment, and he threw a great ball, and I made the catch.
Rhamondre, earlier this season you had some problems. There was the injury the middle part of the season. Can you contrast what your mental attitude was like back then versus what it's like now, and what allowed you to get to the level that you've been at the last 3 games?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I try to stay pretty level. No matter what's going on, how good it could get, how bad it could get, I try to stay pretty level. So really, I was just day by day back then when it wasn't really going my way, just day by day, just putting my best foot forward, not really trying to get discouraged. And my teammates and coaches made it a little easier on me. They had my back and things like that. So I would say I just try to stay relentless. Try to keep the same headspace, no matter if it's going good or going bad.
Rhamondre, we've talked to some of your teammates like Pop Douglas, Terrell Jennings, and they've said that they've had this patience at different points in the season, knowing that it was going to be their turn eventually. What is it about Mike Vrabel and this coaching staff that gives you guys the confidence to have that patience?
I think Vrabel just instills like we're a team first. And Drake's going to spread the ball around, things like that. So maybe you get not as many touches one week, and next week it might be your week. You never know. You just have to, like you said, like they said, just stay patient, wait for your time, just come to work and work hard every day, try to learn, and when you get your opportunity, you got to flourish.
Rhamondre, just going back to Mom being in the stands, got to give the shout out to Mom.
Yes.
How often does that happen, and how meaningful is that?
She comes out pretty often. She was just here, last week, I believe. So, just having my mom in the stands means a lot. Wish my dad was up there too, with her still, but just to have her up there means a lot to me. Makes me want to play hard and just know, she's out there watching me.
Hey, Rhamondre, just a quick follow-up. Did the game ball, the touchdown ball, does that go to Mom?
Yep, that last one goes to Mom. I gave the first 2 away, but the last one goes to Mom, yep.
Going into the playoffs, this will be the second time for you. And the first time was short-lived in the postseason. Mm-hmm. What's the difference, especially having experienced down times in the NFL for you, in terms of appreciation, but also motivation going into the postseason this time?
You don't always get these opportunities. These opportunities don't come by, all the time. So when we get them, we got to make them count. We got to go in there next week, best foot forward, and just, play our game, play relentless as we can. Because, if you lose, you go home now. So this is when the real football starts. Thank you, guys.
How's it feel?
Rejoice. Sigh of relief. People don't know how much work it took to get here. So I'm just really thankful. Thankful for my teammates, thankful for my coaches. They were probably more happier than I was. Putting in a lot of work to get to that point. I told y'all fingers crossed. So happy.
And you're talking specifically about 1,000.
Yeah, hell yeah. People just don't know, like, coming off an ACL and getting your confidence back and, being around the right people, you know what I'm saying? It pushing you each and every day. That's why I'm just so thankful. God is good. God is amazing, actually. So I'm gonna enjoy this.
I saw a lot of guys, congratulate you afterward when you came off the field. What did that mean? What did that moment mean?
It was like a moment of just people that see all the hard work that you put in and, like, the daily struggles that people have and people go through and just, like, the ups and downs. And I just kept grinding, stay focused to hit another 1,000 yards. I've done it before, but this is probably the most meaningful one I ever had just because coming off an injury, so.
What was the moment like in here, just getting to celebrate with your teammates?
It was lit. Not even just mine. Hunter Henry, he had some little stuff out there to grab, and then KC guys that you see work all season, and guys go get things that they want, that they work extremely hard for. It's weird because they're such an unselfish team that you're more happier than the guy that got whatever he worked hard for, and coming in here and getting a dub. We had a little lower a little bit, but we got back focused and showed that we are the team that we're supposed to be, and what I'm saying, we all steam ahead. We just got to focus on whatever's in front of us.
How do you feel playoff ready is this team?
I don't know if it's like a scale of super ready or not ready. Each week is going to be different. We don't know who we're playing right now. Each week is going to definitely be different. But it's win or go home, and everybody's aware of that. You're going to want to be on the details. I'm going to say the same thing that got us there. We have this little saying, don't switch to macaroni and cheese. The analogy came from somebody on Thanksgiving, came to their family gathering, and they made new mac and cheese. And they say, don't trial and error on our day. You know what I'm saying? So same recipe, don't change the mac and cheese.
How excited are you about?
You guys are slated to play the Chargers. Just what's your initial reaction to that matchup?
I don't got to watch them. They're a hell of a team from what I've seen from over here. They got an amazing quarterback. They got a good defense. Same stuff I'm going to echo each and every week. It's kind of weird because I feel like people were talking about strength of schedule. We saw some really good teams this year. I guess to other people, these aren't amazing athletes, but when you out there, you see them and they play at a high level. So this is, it's the P's. Everybody good. So
You've been in the playoffs many times. So
Yes,
how
sir.
excited are you for this team and the opportunity that's ahead of it?
I feel like our coaches did a great job of over these last couple weeks, letting us know that this is what it's going to be like. A playoff atmosphere, and you playing those good teams, and you got to be on your job. You might got to go through some adversity. You got to, fight your way through some things. So going into the piece, I figure the mindset isn't going to be any difference, and it's just going to be another layer added to the attention to detail.
This team won 4 games last year, 14 this year. When you signed here, did you expect this type of
30.
success?
No, I just knew that he had a good young quarterback. You can't say he had a promising future, but it damn sure looked like it. We played him last year when I was in Houston. I was like, that kid got some stuff with him. You never know when they're super young. But going into the season, I knew that Coach Braves was an amazing coach. I knew McDaniels knew how to draw it up. I knew it was a good quarterback. And I was surprised when I got around the receivers how gifted they were. When I realized when I said it was 7 dogs and 1 bone, it probably was more dogs than that. But I'm just blessed to be where I'm at. I'm excited for us. I know that we're up for whatever challenge is in front of us, and I'm gonna keep saying that I like us.
You got a
I don't
couple
care
of
how it is.
Sorry about that. You got a couple big pieces on both sides of the ball back today.
Hell yeah.
Milton and Will.
Excuse me.
What do you think they bring when it comes to a possible postseason run?
Will's a young player, but you won't be able to tell that by his game and how he carries himself and that dog mindset. Y'all have seen Will play at a high level throughout this season and coming off an injury. It's just like when you get those familiar faces back and you see those guys, like the guys that replaced him, they stepped up and played well and did what they had to do. But, when you get your guys back and the guys that were out there, you're happy to have them. It's kind of like that breath of fresh air. And, you get to make fun of them again. You get to see him again, talk a lot of trash. And then on the other side of the ball, Milton, you see he's a force. He was flying hard. He's actually kind of surprisingly fast to me. Like, for a D lineman, he'd be chasing people around. I'm just happy to get our guys back. I look forward to getting all our guys back. It's going to be definitely something that a moment that we could take in and get back to being us as a whole. And get this show on the road on the show.
I apologize if you were asked this, but
It's okay.
with the ACL,
Yes, ma'am.
coming back from that to now having 1,000 career receiving yards this season, just what does that mean to you to be able to hit that mark given what you went through last season?
Kind of in the beginning of the season, y'all had asked me what my goals are and that kind of thing, and I told you that I just went into this thing unselfish. So I went into this season just, trying to be the best teammate I could be the best leader I can be, and kind of let the cards fall where they may. And when I realized that the cards were kind of close to where, achievable, I was just putting in that same amount of effort, that same amount of, leadership I try to bring. And it means a lot to me just because I work extremely hard. But, I was in a dark space when I was hurt. I couldn't do the thing that I love the most. And when I got the opportunity back, I was just trying to go hard. And, I didn't really get to train. I was just going rehab. And, people don't know what it's like unless you went through it. So here I am on the other side. I definitely would say the grass is greener on the other side. You just got to get there. And being consistent and being around these guys kind of made it, bittersweet.
The emotions of this week. Steph, just what was the mindset of this group from a football standpoint going into this game?
You ask this team, everybody's just football. We don't worry about nothing going on outside of football. When you come in this building, you put your work hat on and you that logo, that Patriots logo, and you go to work. So they have another saying. Sorry, I always say they got sayings because they say this a lot and it gets stuck in my head. Put everything in the drawer right now. Going into the playoffs, put everything in the drawer. You gotta, whether it's 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, put it all in the drawer. Focus on everything that you can in here because we're in a unique situation and we have a great opportunity in front of us to get everything we want if we're willing to commit to the details and commit to the daily grind of it. So, let's go.
Steph, did anyone ask you about the incentive?
Nah, but we got a couple extra dollars.
You like a couple extra dollars?
What y'all want for the holidays? I'm kidding. Thank y'all so much.
Hunter, leaving here today, could it be any better after last season and come through with what you guys started way back in April? 14 wins, a date in the playoffs with the LA Chargers, and a little bit of extra cash in your pocket as you leave here too. How good of a day was this for the team?
Yeah, it's huge. We didn't want to skip anything, get too far ahead of ourselves, and I feel like, the guys did that. We responded. That second quarter probably wasn't our best today, but came out of the second half ready to go, and just excited for what's ahead.
Hunter, congrats on the win. Last time you saw your old team was last December. Tough one, 33-point loss. When you consider everything that's happened since then, and I know you have more to go, what do you feel? What do you think?
We're very different. We're a very, very different team from, a year ago, and very close team and come together. And obviously have had a great year, but now it kind of starts over. And we've got to kind of, it's a new season, and we have to attack it that way and be ready to go this weekend because they'll be ready to go. And they got a lot of good players over there. Obviously, I know a few of them, and, it'll be a big challenge.
Hunter, you just talked about the closeness of this team. Let's preface it by saying I know there's talent in that locker room.
Yeah.
But how much did that closeness affect the success of this team from the start to growing to now?
I think it was huge. It can be very uncommon in this league, I think, in a way. Obviously, I've played on, this is my 10th year. What a blessing that is. And I've played on 10 different teams. Every year is a new year. And this was a special group of guys that really came together. And it started in the off season and then throughout training camp. And then obviously throughout the season, guys were, when you just have a care level and just a little extra, you play a little bit more for the guy next to you. No matter, obviously on offense you play for the guy next to you, but you play for those guys on the defensive side of the ball, special teams. So it's a pretty special group.
Hey, Hunter, the Chargers have come to Gillette Stadium for a playoff game before, 2018, and you had worked your way back from the knee injury to be part of that team. And then, of course, you get to the playoffs as a Patriot in 2021, go through some lean times, and now you're going back. Over the course of your career, how does your appreciation for playoff football and the opportunity to be a part of it, but also the motivation to not only be part of the playoffs, but advance into the playoffs and through the playoffs, how's that changed?
Yeah, man, it's a blessing to be in the playoffs again. Obviously, we've had some hard times here. It's hard to get in. It really is. This is a tough league. There's a lot of parity. You have to be ready to go every single week in, week out, throughout 17 games. And, we were able to execute at a high level 14 times and be able to come out with 14 wins, which is huge. Pretty special to do that. But now everybody's 0-0. Everybody, it's a new season. Playoff football is special, and it really is. I'm excited to have an opportunity to play, here in Gillette Stadium next weekend again, in front of these fans, and I know everybody in that locker room is pretty fired up for it.
Hunter, as a leader, you get to this part of the season. How does the message change going into a game like you'll have this upcoming weekend versus, maybe the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is you win or go home now. You can't relax. You have to really be on the details, be on everything. But I don't think we're going to waver from who we are. We want to be who we are, our identity, and play to that. Obviously, have played to that a lot throughout this year, and we need that come next weekend.
As a veteran, are you leery of some coaches call it rat poison? Like today, tomorrow, good feedback from the media, praise, understanding, like, look, you still have something to play for. You don't want to be complacent.
What do you mean?
Hey, we tell you this has been such a great season, and we ask you questions about 14 wins, and, your message now and coaches has been consistently, like, we're looking ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I feel like we've done that all year in a lot of ways. You win 10 games in a row. Feel like, throughout the year, I feel like we've tried to block out the noise and just focus on what we got to focus on week in, week out. And I know the guys will be ready for that. I mean, this will be a big-time game next weekend, and I know everybody will be excited.
Hunter, and on maybe a lighthearted note, after your last catch, to see the excitement that Drake had, that Stefon Diggs had, I was trying to think of, what 250,000 reasons they might have to be so excited for you in that moment. What was that like for you to see?
Oh, man, it's just the same thing. Like, this team is just so close. We've all come together. We have a lot of fun together. There's such a good blend of young guys, old guys. And I feel like personalities have really gelled and come together. So it's just really special. Everybody's, fired up for the guy next to him to make a play. No one really cares about, who makes the play. It's just, that we make that play. So it's a special group to be a part of.
Thank you very much.
All right, man.
What does it mean to you as a guy signed as a big free agent here, recovered from your injury? What does this moment mean now that you're in the playoffs and you're hitting someone maybe special?
Man, blessed to be in this position, for my injury not to be as bad as everybody initially thought. Shout out to our training staff, our strength staff, coaching staff for, just keep me in the loop, keep me ready, keep me, doing what I need to do to make sure I get back and get back in the form to help this team win games.
Was there a moment today where you felt like you were back? Was it when you hit the field? Was it first tackle?
Warm-ups. I just felt good. I just felt good being back, being out there. Sitting on the couch, it's garbage. I ain't gonna lie. So just being back out there with my guys, man, it's the best.
What was it like just making the comeback? How was it out there on the field for you?
No, it was good, man. It was good. A little rusty, but it was just good to put my hands on somebody, run around a little bit at game speed. So I felt good out there.
You feel prepared for the postseason?
Yeah, I'm ready.
What do you know about the Chargers?
What do I know about them?
Yeah.
They got a good quarterback. That's about it. That's all I know.
How did the ankle feel out there? And you looked like you were pretty close to 100%.
It was all right. A little sore, but, I got a high ankle, so it ain't finna just go away. So it's just something I'm going to have to deal with, keep working with our training staff and, keep moving forward with it.
As someone who's played in multiple playoff games, how excited are you for what might be ahead for this team?
Oh, man, it's big. I said it the other day. We don't need no superheroes. We don't need everybody to go out there and try to do stuff that we ain't been doing all year. Just be consistent, harp on your fundamentals, and keep doing what we're doing all year, winning games.
How important was it for this group to finish what you started here today before going into the playoffs?
It's with anything. You start something, you want to finish it. So for us to get a win today, finish out a great year, it was big for us. And big for us going into the postseason. Hopefully we can carry that momentum.
What'd you make of Ewers' performance there, just kind of at least making it a game there kind of early first half?
It was all right. My performance, it was all right.
Quinn Ewers, their quarterback.
Oh, what I think about him?
Yeah.
He was all right, too. Just like me.
Much
You guys
appreciated.
got 14 wins this year, which is very difficult to do in this league. What gave you the confidence this season that you guys could accomplish something like that?
You know, Coach Vrabel will just always on us every week. You know, knowing that we trying to win every week that we go out there. Shoot, the biggest game for us, I think at the beginning of the season when we played in Buffalo. They were on the street, haven't been beat at home. We went in there, took care of business. From that moment forward, you know, we saw what we were capable of. And, my message to the guys was just, you know, put it on display every week after that. And I feel like we've been doing that.
No, what did you see on the toss, the tackle for loss?
Oh shoot, I was unblocked. I don't know if they blew an assignment or something, but I was unblocked. I thought it was a trick play, and I'm just running trying to make a play.
Yeah, and then on Christian's sack, it looked like they slid your way. And just we've been talking about that all year. The guy doubled one of you guys.
Yeah.
Just your impact is coming back and getting him free for that.
Yeah, no, like I said, I've been saying since I got here, they're gonna have to pick. They're gonna slide to me or him, and you know we're gonna make you pay. So I'm happy for him. You know, to get that one. We've been trying to get him all year. Ain't always went our way, but you know we're gonna keep working and keep grinding.
Milton, as someone who's had a lot of postseason success, what does this group need to do next? What does this group need to do now?
Like I said, man, just be consistent. Just keep doing what we've been doing. Don't get out of, you know, what got us in this position. Keep doing what we've been doing. Keep playing hard. Keep finishing. Keep playing for each other. That's it, man.
Thanks, Milton.
Good. Yeah.
A big picture here, 14 wins for you guys. You finished the regular season. How good does it feel? Also, a date with the LA Chargers here next weekend of the first round of the playoffs, and a good win today. How good are you guys feeling as you kind of leave here and get ready for the next season?
Yeah, it feels great, man. You know, we thank God. Wouldn't be here without him. You know, been given such a great opportunity. We put in a lot of work, and so it's just, man, it's grateful to be able to have a season that we've been having, and so now it's time to go. It's time to put everything on the line, and so.
TreVeyon, you obviously had a lot of success at Ohio State. Coming into this team, they hadn't had success for the past couple of years. What were your expectations early this year joining this team, and has the season met or exceeded your expectations individually and team-wise?
Yeah, I know the coaches kept talking about, you know, finding a role and earning a role on this team. And so my mindset was just like, I'm going to come in and give it everything that I got to honor the Lord and try my best to earn a role on this team. And so, you know, at the beginning of the season, it was kind of slow for me. But, you know, I just stayed focused, just kept pushing, kept working as hard as I can. And eventually, you know, God opened up a door to be able to get a lot more opportunities. And so I've just been trying my best to take advantage of it.
Team-wise?
Team-wise, expectations team-wise, the biggest thing, you know, we just wanted to put in the work and let the results be the results, and the results are there. We put in so much work, and so we got to continue to do so.
TreVeyon, what are some of the things you've learned from being around Rhamondre this season?
Yeah, I've learned so much, just learning how to be a professional. I feel like they've been through so much. Rhamondre has been through so much in his program, but just seeing his work ethic, seeing how he comes to practice each and every day and looks to get better, that's something that I've learned as well. And he's been such a great leader for this running back room. You know, man, it's just I'm just so grateful, man, to have him along my side, man. He's been like a brother to me, man, and so he's been teaching me the ropes.
He was telling us that his old high school highlights made it up on the screen on Friday.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the high school running back from Centennial?
Man, it's like that. He got some wiggle, I tell you that. He got some wiggle.
TreVeyon, thank you. TreVeyon, now a full NFL regular season under your belt. At what point did you know that this was a good football team? Like, when did you guys turn the corner as a team, would you say?
I think as we kept going on road games and as we kept winning road games, because that's not an easy thing to do. Traveling on the road, going to play a team in their environment, it's tough. It's hard. We went down to Miami where it was hot, then went to Buffalo in a tough environment. And so once we got those under our belt, I think that started to just help us build a little bit more confidence and realize, okay, we have a pretty good team here and we can go a long way.
TreVeyon, when you hear playoff football competing for a Super Bowl, what comes to mind?
Shoot, I'm finna learn this week. Yeah, I'm finna learn, so we'll see. Man, I know it's not easy. You know, I know you got to put everything on the line, man. And now it's either win or go home. And so, you know, we got to give it our all.
Hey, TreVeyon, when Drake was at the podium, he talked about running backs who excel in three phases: running, receiving, and pass protection. And thinking about your growth overall as a back in this offense, from the first time you played Miami to the end of the season and today against Miami, how would you describe what you've learned about yourself as a player and your growth in every way as an NFL player?
Yeah, you know, I learned a lot about myself off the field, but even on the field as well. Something that I want to continue to work on throughout the season on the field is just being more decisive in the run game, adjusting to the speed of the game when it comes to pass protection as well. You know, understanding these guys get paid to get to the quarterback. And so they got a lot more moves under their belt, a lot more years. And so just getting adjusted to that, being able to get out, you know, out the backfield, run a couple of routes and things like that. You know, I've been growing in all aspects of my game. And so, you know, it's been great being under Coach McDaniel's offense. And so I'm willing to continue to learn and grow as a player.
Thank you, TreVeyon.
Thank y'all. Have a good one.
Christian, congrats on regular season. Just your thoughts on being able to finish out the Dolphins here, finish 14-3, and now host the LA Chargers here next weekend in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, it was big. We talked all week. I mean, we still had, you know, business. It's a division opponent. So, you know, coming here, getting 14 wins on the season, that was, you know, our big thing was just finishing what we started. So we was able to do that. You know, now it's a new season, so we're excited for it.
Christian, you've been here back-to-back 4-win seasons now. You know, game wraps up, 14 wins. You're on the precipice of playing in your first playoff game. I know this one just ended. You got a week to go, but what's the mindset heading into your first shot at the postseason?
I'm excited, very excited, to be able to play in January. I mean, it's a as a kid, it's a dream come true, really. I mean, just being able to play in the playoffs, and we came in and Braves came in and said, you know, win the division and host home playoff games. So we are able to do that. So like I said, it's a new season now. So you know, we're gonna maybe not even enjoy this one tonight. Get right onto it and be ready for next week.
Roach in the back.
Christian, how important have turnovers been for you guys? You know, last 3 games, it seems like you've come up with some critical ones. Today, you had the first hit, then Gibbons forces the fumble, and then you Ponder recovers it. Just kind of how important are those things from your defense in what was a tight game and helping be able to break it open?
Yeah, it's huge. As a defense, I mean, we either want to get the ball to Drake or get the ball to Marcus on the 4th down. So, I mean, but turnovers are always huge. They you know, they spark, you know, energy for the offense. That helps the offense the same way as when they go down and score, it helps the defense. So just playing full contemporary, I don't know how to say that right now, that right there, football. But I mean, it's big. It's big to get turnovers and you know, then the offense get on the field and do their thing and go score.
Christian, the Dolphins made this a pretty close game, 14-10 in the second quarter as you guys were struggling, but then you shut them out for the rest of the game. What was that like as a team, and what did you talk about, I guess, in halftime to make sure that you guys could play better?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I kind of said it at the beginning of the week. I mean, it's a division opponent, regardless of record or you know, anything like that. That it's NFL football. You know, everybody's gonna come out here and compete to play their best. You know, nobody's gonna just go out there and, you know, not try, not do anything. But you know, I mean, we were just able to rally as a team, make corrections at halftime, and come out as a defense and execute.
Christian, you guys are going to see the Chargers next weekend. The last time you saw them was a 40-7 loss here, your last game before you played for Coach Vrabel. What do you think of that turnaround, which has been 1 year from that game, and how bad it went to where you are now?
Ain't nobody really worried about it, to be honest. I mean, it's a new team. It's a new year. I mean, we can't really look back at that game. I mean, it's a new year, it's the playoffs. So, you know, just come in here and get ready and watch the film and, you know, see what they like to do and, you know, come up with a game plan and you know, go out there and give it everything we got. So, yeah.
Last question, Gilbert. Christian, this is a personal question. You know, 2 years, very difficult years. Personally, though, Acclaim is a really good top cornerback. Can you talk about, though, the difference between being that and being that on this kind of team?
I mean, honestly, it's kind of just, you know, I just go out there and just try to play my game. You know, go out there, have fun. You know, whatever comes out from, you know, personal goals, aspirations, awards, you know, we're not really focused on that. This team is so tight-knit that everybody's like, all we want to do is go out there and play for each other and win and keep competing. And, I mean, it's just been a lot of fun to get 14 wins, but, you know, we're ready for the playoffs and glad it's a home game.
Why is it such a close-knit team?
I feel like just from the jump, Vrabel came in and, you know, preached about, you know, building a brotherhood, a real strong team, and that started in OTAs and it carried all the way in through the season. And, you know, we were able to sit down and, you know, talk about each other's whys and things like that. So when you learn, you know, why, you know, the guy next to you is going out there and playing as hard as he can, you know, it makes you want to play just as hard because everybody goes through things. Everybody's been through hardships in life. And, you know, they sat there and listened to you and you get to hear about their story. And it just brought us together. And now we're able to, you know, it helps us on Sundays.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
How y'all doing? What's up, man? How you doing?
Start big picture. 14 wins for this Patriots team. What is your reaction to that?
I'm just happy, you know, the way we handled business this season, the way we came together, the way we grew together. Obviously, that's a big accomplishment. Now we're on to the postseason, so all this stuff, we got to flush it within the next 10 to 12 hours, you know, it's on to the next, but grateful for it, you know.
And then your interception. Could you take us back to that play and sort of what you
Yeah,
saw?
so we were running, you know, two. I was playing I had coverage on the guy. He ran a corner route, the receiver to my side. I got onto him. I was kind of reading the quarterback and covering my guy at the same time. And then he threw the over route from the other side. And as soon as he threw it, I fell off my guy and just the ball happened to be there and just caught it and made a play.
Jaylinn, you guys will see the Chargers next weekend. The last time you saw them was a 40-7 loss here last year. When you just take a second to think about how you felt that day and everything that's happened since, what does that turnaround mean to you?
You know, I remember that day last year, man. It was tough, man. I mean, we got whooped. You know, that's tough. But obviously, a whole new team, whole new cast of characters, whole new coach, and it's the playoffs, man. So, you know, we're just going and focusing on us. You know, what we got to do and execute, and you know, God willing, come out victorious next week. You know, that's what we play. We're playing to win. So, yeah.
Hey, Jaylinn, going back to the interception. They're in position to tie the game potentially. You come up with the pick. It looked like you guys were going right to the sideline, and maybe Mike Vrabel was saying celebrate. I'm curious if that what happened after the pick, and how consistent that has been, or what kind of messaging he delivered from the sideline, and how it falls in line with what you guys have been told from the staff all season.
I think the biggest thing is finding joy when you play. You know, I call it playing turn. That's just me. I try to be as turned as I can. I'm having fun out there, doing a little dance, or you know, throwing up the bird. You know what I'm saying? Doing something. But I think that message that coach gives to the team is big because there's joy in the sport, and this game is fun. You know, as serious as it is, the game is fun. So the more we have fun and play together and, you know, make plays and celebrate, that energy is contagious, and that feeds off to the whole team.
Any other questions for Jaylinn?
Jaylinn, it was any chance, I know you guys don't like to go back, but any chance you can contrast the win from the last game last year, how you were feeling, to winning the last game this year?
I mean, I reflect a lot, you know, and that's one thing, you know, like obviously you forget, you know, the loss. I mean, I didn't necessarily forget that loss and how I felt last year, you know, because I remember those things. And
I take that with me and I use it as fuel, you know. And last year I remember, you know, after this last game, you know, it was just like, damn, we didn't have an opportunity to go into the postseason. This year, complete change, and so we're just blessed to have the opportunity. And now it's about what you do with it, you know. God put it on our plate, and now we just gotta go.
Jaylinn, I'm just curious, you know, how did Coach Vrabel get you guys to buy in and believe in yourselves and believe in this program so quickly?
It's just the man he is. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say it continuously, just a real stand-up guy and a real good coach, man. And it's somebody you want to play for, man. And, you know, he cares about us more than anything. And it shows, you know. I mean, you see it. You know, he's out there. You know, he wears his heart out on the sleeve. And, you know, he rides for us. So, you know, when you got that, you just, you know, you want to play for that dude, you know. And I respect him to the utmost.
Last question, Mike. Jaylinn, specific to this game, the first 2 drives, the Dolphins, I think, had double-digit plays. Looked like you guys maybe were on your heels a little bit. Mm-hmm. What was your view of that, and then how did it change from your view?
I mean, they came out to play. I mean, they executed, man. They had their good, you know, they had a good script. They had, you know, the Quentin Ewers did his thing. You know, they all did good, and I felt like, you know, they came out and executed, and it was just like, okay, let's get back to what we got to do. Let's see where things are going wrong, and let's execute, and let's out execute. And I think when we got that message and we brought it in together, things turned around. But you know, it's a game. You know, not everything's gonna be perfect. Not everything's gonna be a blowout. You know, this is professional football as well. They're good, and we're good too. So yeah.
Thank you, Jaylinn.
Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.
It's a blessing. You know, I just can't thank the guys in the training room enough. You know, helped me out. They pushed me. Yeah, I just tried to get me in the best position possible, and I appreciate it.
Will, your playoff football, competing for a Super Bowl in your rookie year, I mean, what comes to mind when you hear that?
Yeah, I mean, it's everything you could ask for. You know, I'm just super thankful. I'm really just thankful for the guys on this team. Everybody shows up every day, ready to work, and there's not another group I would rather do it with than these guys.
What was the key to just Rhamondre and TreVeyon's big day on the ground?
Man, I've said it before, you know, for both of those guys and, you know, whoever's back there behind us. We have some dynamic playmakers, and we just got to give them something and they can make something happen. And I think, you know, throughout this season, both of those guys have proved that. Rhamondre had a big night tonight. I'm super happy for him. You know, he works his tail off every week, and, you know, he's been playing really well, so I'm super excited for him.
Well, how would you characterize your relationship with Coach Vrabel? A couple of the other offensive linemen, so you guys have a special relationship. Just how do you think it developed over the course of your rookie season?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the first time I met him, you know, we definitely hit it off. I mean, we're very similar. But, you know, I just feel like it's very rare to have a coach like him that can connect with so many different personalities on the team. But, you know, like, I don't ever want to have to play for anybody else. I feel like that's the best way to sum it up. Since, other than high school, this is the most fun I've had playing football since high school. And, you know, all you hear about whenever, you know, you're going into the league as a rookie is, you know, it's not like college, you know, enjoy college. You don't have that, you know, close bond team, you know, your coaches. And I feel like that's complete BS because this team has done nothing but prove that wrong. You know, I feel like we got a lot of great guys and great coaches, and I'm just super thankful to be a part of this group.
What, if anything, have these guys told you about what playoff football means? What you anticipate when the calendar goes from regular season to postseason?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, even though I hadn't played in it, you understand what's on the line. You understand that it's win or go home. You're going to get everybody's best shot, everybody's best pass rush, play after play, everybody's best call on defense. So we'll have to have a good week of preparation for whoever we're playing, but we understand what's at stake.
You guys are scheduled to play the Chargers. What's your initial reaction to that?
Yeah, man, we got to have a good week of preparation. They're a good football team. They got some good defensive players. They got a good quarterback. So, you know, we got to be ready to go whenever that date is.
Welcome back, man.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What was that moment like coming down with that sack?
Oh man, huge, man. We've been in the drop for a couple weeks, so
boys and make sure I've been on it all week trying to make sure I get that sack. So I appreciate everybody making sure I get that for sure.
How important was it just to finish the way you guys did here to close out the regular season?
Huge. We've been talking about just as a defense, man. We just want to polish up a couple things, man, especially going into the postseason. We knew, and Brady's been emphasizing a lot, man. The naps that we kind of took throughout the season, man, we can't afford those going to the postseason, man. Those are teams. We're going with teams that know how to capitalize in those moments, and obviously a loss to send you home. So I think we played well on all sides of the ball today. There's obviously still some things we want to clean up, but it was a good showing for sure.
What do you know about the Chargers? That's apparently that's who's in line.
Yeah, that's who's next. So we'll get a chance to look at him tonight for sure.
What'd you make of Ewers and his performance there? I mean, he had it within one-score game there going into the half, and like right there the first drive of the second half.
Start over again.
The Dolphins quarterback. What would you think of his performance?
I mean, he played to the best of his ability. Obviously, a lot of the key players didn't play today, so I think the best they could. Obviously, things started getting out of hand once the second half started rolling too. So I think it was pretty well done from his end for sure.
14 wins is not easy to do in this league. How proud are you of the effort that you guys have been able to put together over the course?
No, huge. I was telling him it's my first time winning, obviously 14 games in this NFL season, and I don't take that lightly at all. Regardless of what outsiders may say about the schedule, everybody's a professional. Obviously, we all one of the 1% to be able to, obviously, God-given talent to make this league. So it's truly a blessing. It shows how hard that we've been working, how committed we are to the process and the identity of this team. And I think we're going to continue to improve on that for sure.
How surreal is that?
What does it mean to get a guy like Milton Williams back?
Huge, man. And we was talking about it today. He still just drew so much attention, just being out there, just hearing offensive linemen, just obviously calling him out and kind of just making sure that they had eyes on him. And it's huge, obviously, just for him to just get his feedback going before we get into the postseason. So I'm happy to have him out there. He looked so happy just to be out there and be back on the field with us. He kept just, obviously, just talking about it before the game started, just how happy he was to be out on the field again, just be able to click pads again and, get around and chase the quarterback and make a tackle. So he looked pretty explosive getting that TFL today. So I'm excited to have him out there for sure.
There were some guys who said he was maybe a little difficult to deal with while he was away because he was getting the itch. He wanted to get back so bad.
Yeah.
Is that a fair assessment?
No, definitely. And it's one of the things you kind of got to protect players from themselves. And I think the training room has done a great job with everybody. And definitely Milton, man. He was highly upset with himself. It's something that obviously you can't control. Injuries happen. So he's doing everything he can. He's in here nonstop, early mornings, late nights, late evenings, trying to make sure that he's doing the best he can to help his team for sure.
How surreal is it just to be a part of the biggest single-season turnaround in NFL history?
Nah, it's huge, especially being for this franchise too. A lot of great things have happened here, and it will continue to happen here. Just obviously the way the top level run things around here. The way Coach Braves has done an exceptional job, obviously putting the pieces together, implementing all, like I said, the identity and the true statements that this team want to believe in order to push that envelope. So it's huge. You don't ever take it for granted, man. And I think it's a lot of important things and a lot of great things that we continue to do here for sure.
What does this next week look like? Do you guys just keep doing what you're doing, or does it go ramp up a notch? Like how do you approach this next week?
In all belief, I feel like we've been treating every game like a do or die situation, and that's just honestly is one of those. Continue to get better, continue to eliminate all the mistakes as much as possible for sure. Obviously things are going to happen, but just continue to do as best you can and know that, man, we can't nap, we can't slip up. Obviously we're going into the postseason where we're playing the best team that's left in the league and know how to take advantage of those missed opportunities from other teams. So obviously we get a chance to play, I feel like, an exceptional quarterback coming up this weekend. And I think they're gonna do a great job of giving us the best they got, and I feel like we're gonna do a great job of giving them everything we have as well.
How exciting is it? Sorry, one last one.
No,
how exciting is it just to hit that goal of hosting a playoff game?
It's huge. I know from just being on the opposite eye, man, teams don't want to come play in this cold, especially in the postseason. So when you get to host that home field advantage in front of your crowds, I feel like we got the best fans in the game. So trying to be in that position, obviously in back-to-back games as much as possible, I think that's going to be a huge advantage for us.
Appreciate it, Kelvin.
Thank y'all.